Welcome back to the channel, guys. Darth Slone here, your partnered content creator for Expansive Worlds. We're out here today fishing. My target fish is the Atlantic salmon. I'm using a 22-pound line, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that right here in a second. But if you would, please hit that like, subscribe, notify bell before we go any further. Really helps the channel out, helps the channel grow, helps get these videos seen by more people. So what in the world am I doing using a 22-pound line to try to catch a fish that could possibly go? I have a 63-pound diamond. So what in the world am I doing? Most of these fish that I reel in here are using the 2-aught spinner as my favorite. It's 2-aught. Now I would normally be using this with the big rod, the big 55-pound braided line and all that. But I'm leveling poles, and here's why. You may have heard the news. If not, I got you covered. There are no daily or weekly challenges until probably next week. As you can see here, guys, we have challenges and legendary fish are currently disabled while we look into an unintended bug in their functionality. We expect to have them back fully next week, but hopefully sooner. Thank you for standing by. Ouch. Because look, I'm level 87. I'm really wanting to get to level 90 and get that free reel. The big level 90 tee-off talk, I think is the name of it. I have a video on it, or maybe a couple videos on it. And also you might want to check out video that I have, reeling tips, quick XP. There's several videos out there that will help you. We got to find a way to get some extra XP because I'm trying to get to level 90. But to get to level 90, I was hoping to get there this week, but with no dailies, that's going to be a challenge. But what was going on is you had players getting rich because the daily challenges, instead of saying XP, they were saying credits, and they were like crazy. Like you were getting like 500,000 bucks or something for a challenge. It was insane. Some people were posting screenshots in Discord about how rich they were and they were set up for money. But that's the thing though, really on this game, money's not really a problem if you fish a lot. I mean, like I've not caught any of those bugs or take advantage of any of those bugs like that. I have 360,000 bucks. That's probably all I'll ever need, really. I mean, what are you going to spend it on? You've got baits, the live baits that you spend it on. That's one of the reasons why I've kind of proposed that we should maybe do some type of exchange in the souvenir shop for money, for gold tokens that you could cash in and maybe get some double XP for 30 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that. That would give people something to spend their money on. Not have XP for a week. That's a major downer. So here's what you do, guys. Go find a bunch of rods and reels. Go through all your reels. Make sure you've bought, especially if you're rich now. So go through the spinning rods. Go through the bait casting rods. Go through the matchmaking rods. Buy those rods. Okay? The rods give more XP than what the reels do. Show you what I'm doing here and why I'm doing this with it. Salmon. All right, this rod's probably going to give me somewhere 800 to 1,000 XP based on what I'm seeing. And there's 3 of these whippets, different skins on different ones, I think. Let's see. Yeah, there's another whippet that I've not worked on. Max line strength 24 pounds. Okay. So I'm using 22-pound braided line with that, and if you really want to level it quick, you come out here and catch some salmon. And now occasionally you'll hook into a big boy, it'll snap your line, but I've got a diamond Atlantic salmon. You can see here, big boy 63.07 pounds. So I'm not too concerned about it. You see, here's a match rod, matchmaker rod. Okay, so you can see, I've had people ask, what's a matchmaker rod? It's a spinning rod only. All you can do is put a spinning reel on it. And you can see I'm in the process of leveling that one too. Now that's a little bit of a stretch. Max line strength of 11 pounds. I'm not even going to try to hook salmon with that. I'll probably go target something a little smaller. I might do Arctic char with that though. You want to find something that your average fish that you're catching is a little bigger than what the line is. Okay, so I'm averaging probably a 28, 29 pound fish with these Atlantic salmon. And so I'm using a 22 pound line. So most of the time that's fine. It's a little bit of a fight. But when I get some XP going, see, there's 86% on this whippet. I'm getting, sometimes I'll get 3%, sometimes I'll get 7% per Atlantic salmon that I catch. So it's only going to take me 2 or 3 more fish here probably to level this up. I've already leveled the lurcher. I've already let the reels level a lot faster than what the rods do. And so I advise you guys just go. If you've already bought or if you haven't bought all the reels and rods and you can afford it, and you're needing XP like I am, go buy the rods. Some of these you should have, I don't know how we got that whippet, but there's 3 of them and there's 3 of these lurchers. I don't know what pack that came in or what, but it sounds like it was maybe one of those free DLCs or something. One of them might be the Gilgamesh rods. One of those, I think, there's 3 of those and 3 of the Nebuchadnezzar reels that go with it. I think that might be the one that the console players didn't get and they're wanting. So eventually, hopefully you get that. But go to your store and buy the reels and the rods that you can and level them. And if you can manage, you know, like I'm doing out here, I'm fighting a little bit bigger fish. You'll get way more XP. I got close to 500 XP off from 1 Atlantic salmon the other day doing this. So it's awesome XP on the salmon, let alone the rod and reel. So you'll get a little bump in XP. Well, I may not get 1,000 out of this rod because this is a little bit smaller. The bigger the rod, the more XP you get out of it. Like for example, I got 6,500 out of leveling the Devil's Advocate. And the reason I'm on here instead of Spain is the big fish on Spain. Like I'd want to be doing this with carp. They are float fish only, and you can't put a floating setup on these bait casters. So bait casters are bait casting only, or you know, soft plastics, whatever. The spinning rods, you can put lures on a spinning rod because they're a smaller rod, so that balances the game a little bit. So they're like, yeah, if you want to challenge yourself, go ahead. But the matchmaking rods, those are strictly spinning. And I only float fish with those. And that's what the level 100 rod is. It's a matchmaking rod that will let you put 55-pound braided line on. And I got used to it in early access. And I was like, you know what? I need to quit using this because the Devil's Advocate's what I'm going to be using. So after a little while, after I got hooked on it in early access, I put it away and started using the Devil's Advocate because I knew once I come back to my normal save, I wouldn't have it anymore. So that's part of the issue is I really want to be level 90. So it sucks. And then a level 100, it sucks that we have lost our challenges for the week, but I just wanted to give you another strategy to be able to get at least some XP. Now notice what I'm doing here too. There's a little free tip for you guys. I've got my finger on the X and Z buttons. You see how I'm just bumping? Like when it gets close to being cherry red, I'll just bump it up to cherry red for just a second. Like I'm pulling back on my pole and pumping. See there? I won't let it stay cherry red for long. This wears the fish out quicker. Now you can do longer pumps if you want to. When it's not close to being cherry red, you just got to watch. Right there. Watch me bump it up to cherry red. Just every now and then, I'll just keep bumping it up. Just for a second. Because it won't snap if you do it just for a second. And it wears the fish out quicker. See there? Just got to be ready. Sometimes it'll stay in the cherry red for a while, so be ready to hit Z when that happens. As long as it drops back down into the pink, you're good. But if it don't drop down into the pink when you stop pumping, you need to hit that Z button. Make sure. I've heard that if it stays in the cherry red for 4 to 5 seconds, it will snap. All right, so that was 368 XP for a 24-pound fish. A very nice XP. We got 5% on the pole. So let's look and see. We got 5% that time on the pole. So if we catch a similar fish on this next one, it will level the whippet, and we'll see how much XP we get out of that. Well, we just caught the fish and we just leveled it, and it was 1,054. So I missed it. Had a brain freeze. But it was 1,054. But now that is the fish combined. So if we got 368 out of a 24 pounder, this one's not quite as big. We'll say roughly 300 XP for the fish, and probably 750 for leveling that rod. So those whippets are going to be worth about 750 XP. That's replacing, you know, almost one of those big weeklies that you get 858 for. So that's pretty good, you know. I mean, it's all we have. It's our only way to get bonus XP. In the meantime, I need to find me a new rod. So what I can do is I can just grab me a new whippet right there. Back on, put that 22-pound line back on, and just hop right back in and go after it again and level this new one. So if you get an averaging about 5% per, you're going to have to catch about 20 salmon to do that, to get that extra XP out of that extra 750 XP. And in the meantime, catching 20 salmon that are averaging 300 plus XP per, you know, you're getting about 6,000 XP for catching 20 salmon. That's just roughly. And then 750 for the rod. So that's a little bonus bump right there. So however you want to do it, you can go catch smaller fish if you want. You just won't. I mean, I look at getting 300 plus per fish being pretty good. And that's to level those. And then, of course, you can also get, 400 and some XP if you go fish for carp. So once I've leveled all of my poles, that's the reason I like using Atlantic salmon. You still get really good XP, and you can level all your poles and reels. And then once I've leveled that, I'm going straight for carp. It's going to catch as many of those as I can. As you can see, I'm about ready to hit level 88. So anyway, I hope this helps you. If it has, please do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe, notify bell. Even if it hasn't, you can help me by doing that. Catch us Tuesday night. We're going to be going after Camiso Barbel in the challenge for the Tackle Tuesday challenge. My other streams will be on Darth_Slone, Twitch. We're getting close to the end of the month. So 30th, remember I do that $50 giveaway. And we will catch you in the next video.